Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Milan Pact Awards ceremony 2022. I'm delighted to have you here finally after many months of work together with you. And tonight is a very special occasion to celebrate the most innovative practices that you have been developed in these months. So, for the opening remarks of this ceremony, I would like to call on stage the Vice Mayor of Milan, Anna Scavuzzo, for her initial remarks. Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy. More than one speech today, and so I will fix some details also because it has been a very important day for us, very dense, very deep of contents, and so first of all, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to open this sixth edition of the Milan Pact Awards ceremony. And as Filippo said, we will discover the most innovative urban food practices. And in some way, we can also design a new path for the future. Some details of history for mayors and delegates that are here for the first time. It was 2016 when Cariplo Foundation and the city of Milan launched the Milan Pact Awards. That launch was for proposing to all signatory cities to share their practices within our community. By gathering year by year, cities' experience from all over the world led us to, in some way, build a unique platform for food policy knowledge. And I consider this as a library of living experiences that should inspire and promote the dissemination of innovative solutions to make our food system safer, more sustainable, and inclusive. This is the way in which mayors, in some way, drive their activities, sharing and trying to focus attention on the most innovative solutions. I've been struck by the enthusiastic response of the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact cities and their increased willingness to participate to this year's edition. This shows, once again, the permanent importance of food policy in the political agenda of mayors. This need to work on urban food policy and been stressed even more after the shocks that have been affecting our cities and citizens in recent years. And I would like to thank all the cities that during the pandemic in some way underline the importance of the alliance between cities. This great result also confirms the eagerness of signatory cities to participate in the knowledge-sharing action on food policy, which is the true aim of the pact. I think all of us are very impassioned to discover the winners of the awards. And this year, the competition was incredibly high. First of all, before moving on, let me express my personal gratitude and the gratitude of the steering committee to the 20 members of the 2022 Evaluation Committee that read and assessed all your practices, 251, and through them, they have been able to witness your remarkable progress towards more sustainable urban food system. Thank you very much. Sharing your best practices, you have enriched our community. Your efforts will be paid off in the months to come, and I will disclose about what's next later on because I have another last speech of the day for the closing ceremony, for the closing speech of this ceremony. So thank you again to all the city for participation, first of all for participation, and a special thank to the city that take part to the award for the first time. Thank you very much, and good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, for your welcoming remarks. It's a pleasure to do it again with you. Last time was in Montpellier in 2019. So we have been working hard for this edition and also for this ceremony. So we hope that you will like it. I know that you can't wait to know who the winners are, but I will ask you to put on all your curiosity just for a bit. I would like to give you some figure and an overview of the main trends of this year edition. I promise it won't take too long. So, to recall what the Vice Mayor just said, the most outstanding figure of this edition is the great participation of Milan Pact cities. From April to June, and I think you know very well, because we have called you by phone, by WhatsApp, in every possibility we reached you, and we asked to submit your practices, your food policies. You were so happy to share with you 251 practices coming from 133 cities. So we double, and when I say we, it's the community. We doubled the practice compared to the last two editions. It's amazing to notice that the majority of the city of the Pact participated this year. So we are 133 cities participating out of 250 cities, and this was for the first time. Over the last months, Milan Pact cities have been working hard mostly on sustainable diets and nutrition. And this is something new because I would say that governance has always been the most participated category. So the data is interesting because it shows us that the interest and the concern of the mayoral agenda are continuously evolving among cities. Another key highlight is related to the food waste prevention category, which has always been the least participated one. In 2019, during the last ceremony, we set the goals together to sensitize cities to reinforce their commitment on food waste prevention, also by promoting many activities such as bilateral, multilateral exchanges, training, and field visits. We are happy to see that many cities now have implemented action devoted to reducing food waste and raising awareness on such a critical topic. Let's have a look on the geographical distribution of our practices. This is the map of your participation. You can see a balanced involvement of the cities from all over the world. Europe has registered the highest engagement, but this is quite straightforward, taking into account that this region is the one with the highest number of cities. At the same time, it's remarkable the effort demonstrated by Eurasia with 31 practices. This was possible thanks to, I would say mostly thanks to the Indian cities that over 2022 signed the pact. I cannot thank the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India and the Food Foundation enough for their fruitful collaboration and for their involvement in the Eat Smart City Challenge. Another significant achievement has been the commitment from North and Central America with 38 practices. We can proudly say that overall, all the region demonstrated an increased participation, which is definitely an encouraging result. And we should also thank the steering committee that pushed poor cities to be proactive in this Milan Pact Award edition. We can also rely on an independent evaluation committee composed by outstanding experts in the field of food policies. Some of them are among you. We keep the secret about their composition until today. You can see in the slide. We made sure to have diverse backgrounds representing a wide range of international organizations, foundations, governmental and non-governmental organizations from all over the world. Each juror was assigned a specific category depending on their expertise, so to have 3 jurors assessing each category. The City of Milan and the Caripro Foundation as co-chairs went all through your your submission. So let me express my deepest gratitude for the great collaboration with the evaluation committee in these months. So application was submitted according to the 6th category of the Milan Pact, and the committee evaluated the practices through 3 criteria: innovation, impact, and inclusion. Unlike the previous edition, the 6th highest scoring practices, 1 per each category, will be awarded soon, I promise, just 1 minute more. I have also good news, because after the evaluation process, considering from the one hand the impressive number of submissions, 251, and from the other hand the high quality of them, the evaluation committee decided to recognize 3 special mentions for each category. So I think now you are wondering what's the prize. At the beginning of 2023, the 6 winning cities will be invited in Milan to take part to the Milan Pact Awards retreat. 3 days of intense exchange and interaction among winning cities. That will be the starting point of the fellowship program. So, winners, we are looking forward to welcoming you in Milan soon. So I'm stop here now, no more rambling. Let's find out who the winners are. In order to do this, I will ask for the support of the evaluators and the Milan Pact Secretariat team that will present the category, the special mention, and the winners. So the first category of the Milan Pact is governance, okay. Let's start governance, okay. So let's start with calling on stage Felipe Dizon, senior economist from the World Bank, that will introduce the special mentions and the winners. Felipe, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Filippo. This year, we gathered 51 practices in the governance category, the second most participated one. The best practices focus on various innovative and comprehensive actions, identifying local initiatives that can be transformed into systemic and longer-term programs, but also partnerships with research and academic institutions to map and collect data for policy development. Mainly in North America, but not only. The establishment of food councils, food boards, and food action plans are quite common. To conclude, we can see that an increasing number of cities are investing resources into the development of an urban food strategy, contributing to substantially transforming the way we deal with food in urban environments. Let's find out which are the special mentions in governance. For a comprehensive strategy that supports vulnerable families through income generation programs and support to local agriculture, the special mention goes to the city of Araraquara with a project Plan Araraquara Without Hunger.
Congratulations, Araraquara. We have on stage Jacqueline Pereira Barbosa, Social Assistance Secretary of the City of Araraquara. Congratulations. Yes.
For having created a food project that includes a wide set of actions, such as a university degree to become a sustainable food project manager from a school canteen that serves 100% organic food, with a project, a city that sows the city of Moi-Sartou.
From Moi-Sartou, we have François Xavier Flamon, Economic Advisor of the Consulate General France in Rio de Janeiro.
and for developing a holistic city-scale land use plan where food has a crucial role for shaping the economy, public space, and ecology. The special mention goes to the Food Systems Plan of the City of Vancouver.
Thank you so much, Felipe. Congratulations to the special mention. I think that now everyone wants to know who the winner is for governance. Please.
Now let's reveal the winner of the governance category. For having implemented a transparent, metrics-based, flexible public food purchasing framework that encourages institutions to direct their buying power, nearly $500 million per year, towards 5 core values: local economies, environmental sustainability, valued workforce, animal welfare, and nutrition, for serving more than 230 million nutritious, inclusive, and diverse meals per year to the most vulnerable city residents. The winner of this edition for the governance category is the City of New York, with a project, a New York City framework for good food purchasing. Congratulations.
For New York, we have the pleasure to have on stage Kate McKenzie, Director of the Mayor's Office of Food Policy, that is now receiving the award. Thank you so much. Thank you, Felipe, and to the World Bank for the precious work, and congratulations again to the special mention and to the winning city. Okay. Let's now move to the second category, which is? Okay, we have Maria knows perfectly the part categories. That's great. So for sustainable diets and nutrition, so be prepared because I will ask every time. So please be prepared for the third one. For sustainable diets and nutrition, it's my pleasure to welcome on stage Emily Norford, Manager of the Urban Food System at the EAT Foundation on behalf of Gunhild Stordalen. Emily, you are since the very beginning with us.
Thank you for the introduction, Filippo. I am very happy to be here once again with you, and let's dive right into the category. I'm really proud to be presenting to you tonight the category Sustainable Diets and Nutrition. And this category, as mentioned before, has registered by far the greatest engagement this year. It was amazing to learn about ways in which cities are working to transform their school feeding programs, moving towards more plant-based, local, and seasonal options, but also how they are promoting awareness-raising campaigns through workshops, social media, and events focusing on the importance of adopting a healthier and more sustainable lifestyle. And more, how they are developing educational training and guidelines for the food sector. So let's move to the special mentions for this category. They are for having implemented one of the most advanced public procurement programs, achieving an average of 88% organic ingredients purchased per month. The first special mention of the category goes to the project, The Power of Public Food Procurement of the City of Copenhagen.
We have now on stage Bettina Madsen, Head of the Food Procurement from the City of Copenhagen. Congratulations, Bettina.
And next, for providing 30 million healthy and nutritious meals per year through its extensive collective catering service, involving a variety of stakeholders and benefiting a large segment of the population. The special mention goes to the third Plan Alimentation Durable from the City of Paris.
We have the pleasure to have on stage Audrey Pulvar, Deputy Mayor of Paris. Congratulations. I will go here. Okay? Yes, thank you.
And next, for having developed an integrated strategy for their school meal service that is able to involve local human resources and at the same time support urban suppliers, thus benefiting the city's economy, the project School Meals, the Local Network, from the city of Torres Vedras.
In representation of Torres Vedras, we have Abilio Almeida, Chancellor of the Portuguese Consulate in Rio. Thank you for being here. Congratulations.
And now, thank you all so much, and I know you all can't wait to find out the winner of the Sustainable Diets and Nutrition category. Let's see. For having initiated an exceptional large-scale school feeding program encompassing more than 450,000 school children in 225 elementary schools, thus contributing to significant educational outcomes like increased enrollment, school performance, and attendance, along with decreased dropout rate, and for generating employment for about 10,000 women in the city involved in the project. The winner for Sustainable Diets and Nutrition is the School Feeding Program by the city of Addis Ababa.
So on the stage is coming the mayor of Addis Ababa, Her Excellencies Adanej Abebe. Congratulations. Let's have a picture with the Sustainable Diets and Nutrition Special Mention in winning cities. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. And thank you so much, Emily, and the Today It Foundation. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to the third category. Maria? No. Social and economic equity. So, for social economic equity, I would ask to be on stage with me Cecilia Marocchino, who is the Urban Food Agenda Coordinator at the FAO, on behalf of Marcela Villarreal. Cecilia, welcome on stage.
Thank you, Filippo. This year we gathered 37 practices in social and economic equity. What we have interestingly observed is that the long-term consequences of the global pandemic were extremely visible in the categories practices, with many cities detecting rising level of poverty and food insecurity. What we learned from the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact cities is how wide the range of responses cities can bring to tackle food access crisis. Food vouchers and direct food distribution, but also programs to incentivize healthier food choices, innovative technologies to give business opportunity to low-income community, and mostly in Europe, empowerment of existing food aid networks. So, let's find out the special mention for this category. They are: for reaching communities in food desert area of the city with a specific commitment, empowering and educating the environment of local businesses to provide a healthy food option with the Healthy Neighborhood Market Network program, the special mention goes to the city of Los Angeles.
Victoria Simon, Executive Officer of Sustainability of the City of Los Angeles, is now on stage. Congratulations.
So next, for establishing a 5-year plan for city, thus improving access to food release services and support community to grow their own food, with the project Community Food Relief, the City of Melbourne. For the commitment in establishing an immediate and integrated response to the Ukraine refugees crisis, providing more than 1.3 million meals to the people in need, with the refugees in the food system of a medium-sized cities, the special mention goes to Wrocław.
The Consul General of the Republic of Poland, on behalf of the City of Wrocław, Ms. Marta Olkowska, is coming now on stage. Congratulations.
So now let's find out the winner of the social and economic equity category. For establishing a decentralized cold room system run by women to prevent impoverishment of food producers, for developing an efficient and climate-friendly infrastructure for fresh food conservation, preventing avoidable food waste, and increasing income levels for food vendors, the winner of this edition for social and economic equity category is, with its equal Monday, the City of Rurkela. Congratulations.
Is now coming on stage Mrs. Wagatika Behera, Food Safety Officer of the City of Rurkela. Congratulations. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you for having gone through all the practices since the very beginning with FAO, and congratulations to the winner and to the special mention for this category. Thank you so much. And now we move to food production, of course. For food production, I would like to have on stage Mr. Pietro Pipi, who is the Chief of Office of the Rural Development and Food Security from the Italian Agencies for Development Cooperation, also member of the steering committee. Pietro, I'm glad that you are here, although your baggage is still missing somewhere in the world, but happy to have you here today.
Thank you, Filippo. It's just my way. I knew I couldn't compete with you on my look, so it was just a skill. You would have never accepted, you know. So thanks a lot, Filippo, and thanks to all of you. This year, we gathered 47 practices in food production category. Being the third most participated one, we can clearly see some key trends emerging. 3, I would say. Different urban agricultural approaches, innovative ways to exploit underutilized lands, and thirdly, creation of school gardens to sensitize students towards healthy eating habits. Moreover, the adoption of new agricultural plans and strategies, and the development of training programs and incubators towards the creation of good food jobs in cities. Okay?
We can wait.
The special mentions in our category, and please let me thank all the people that have been helping us, for having developed 300 urban gardens around the city, thus building a rooted and cohesive community of urban farmers, with the project Buruan Sai, Integrated City Food Security. The special mention goes to the city of Bandung.
Woo! So we have the pleasure to have on stage Mr. Gingin Ginanjar, Head of the Food Security and Agriculture Department of the city of Bandung. Selamat Pak Gingin.
For having created an innovative urban farm facility in the city center, which is 100% sustainable, organic and inclusive, with its own food bank, with the project Urban Farm, the city of Curitiba.
For Curitiba, we have Luis Damasio Gussi, Secretary of Food Security of the city of Curitiba. Congratulations.
For rediscovering unique agricultural practices in place from 1,200 years ago, through the creation of dedicated school able to transfer knowledge to young generation, with Escuela Chinampera, the special mention goes, said enough, they are not here with us, Mexico City, a big applause, very nice project.
And now,
I can say, and the win, no, just, and now let's reveal the winner of our category, food production, for developing an integrated public policy with the aim of transforming degraded public surface into agricultural land, for guaranteeing access to healthy, nutritious food at a reasonable price for 200,000 residents through urban farming, for developing training on agricultural production techniques for more than 10,000 people. The winner of this edition for the food production category is, with its agroecological food production, the city of Rosario.
Pablo Hapkin, Mayor of Rosario, is joining us on stage. Enhorabuena, Intendente. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pietro. Thank you so much to all the participants in this category. Congratulations to the special mention and congratulations to the winning cities. These are the mastermind of food production for 2022. Okay, let's now move to food you can moderate if you want, you can come here, you are ready. Food supply and distribution. So for food supply and distribution, we have now Serena Duraccio, who is, you know her, is officer of the Milan Pact Secretariat. Welcome on stage, Serena.
Thank you, Filippo. This year, we gathered 21 practices in food supply and distribution. From this category, we learned that public procurement stands out as one of the favorite and most effective ways to green the food supply of our cities. But also, COVID-19 pandemic led many cities to decentralize the food supply by setting up new selling and distribution points, resulting in new, local, more resilient and equitable markets. In order to do so, many cities decided to invest resources to train farmers and sellers, boosting the capacity of peri-urban and local suppliers to feed their cities. So let's find out the special mention for food supply and distribution. For having designed a multi-pronged emergency food security response using food distribution as a means to mitigate the transmission of COVID-19, distributing over 1.7 million food boxes to vulnerable residents in the city. With the project COVID-19 Emergency Food Response, the special mention goes to the city of Baltimore.
Is coming on stage Taylor Lafave, Acting Chief of Food Policy Planning of the City of Baltimore. Congratulations, Taylor.
For having positioned municipal markets as a means for sustainable food in all city districts, and having increased the presence of eco-friendly and local products in cities' markets. With the project Green Commerce, the special mention goes to the city of Barcelona.
A ver, ¿dónde está el commissioner? El Álvaro. We have Álvaro Porro, Commissioner of Social, Economic and Local Development of the City of Barcelona. Álvaro. Congratulations.
For having developed a strategy to strengthen the city's food autonomy, relocating citizen diet to public food procurement, and a series of B2B events to match local farmers and cities' businesses. With the project Relocating Citizen Diet, the special mention goes to the city of Lyon.
In representation of the city of Lyon, we have again the economic advisor of the Consulate General of France in Rio, François-Xavier Flamand. Congratulations. Okay, congratulations. Congratulations. So the consul is gaining a lot of awards tonight, but you have to send them to France at the end. Okay. Okay, Serena.
So now let's reveal the winner for the food supply and distribution category. For having developed a system through which, even during the school lockdown, more than 400 local farmers could continue to supply and sell their fresh produce directly to 40,000 students. For having managed to scale up this new marketing mechanism in 8 metropolitan areas in the country. With the project Strategy for Securing Our Talents and Small Farm, the winner for the food supply and distribution category goes to the city of Yeosu.
South Korea. is coming on stage Mr. Pyong-Wan Kim, Director General of the city of Yeosu, South Korea. Congratulations. Congratulations to the winning city, congratulations to the special mention, and thank you, Serena, for presenting these amazing cities. Thank you so much. And now, let's move to the sixth category, that is, you are lucky because we have just 6 categories, otherwise we could have continued for the entire night. For food waste, I would like to invite Cécile Michel, that you all knows very well from the Milan Pact Secretariat, to present the special mentions and the awards. She is not the winner, though. Okay.
Thank you, Filippo, and hello, good evening to everybody. So we are very happy, as you mentioned, that we have received and achieved great results also in this category, because we have received 34 practices. Some key highlights for this category are the variety of pilot research analysis on circular economy and energy production, then the implementation of different local strategy to recover food waste from markets and private canteens, but also an important improvement in the holistic approach that many cities are taking to implement their strategy to fight food waste at all different levels. Last but not least, the collection of food waste and the production of compost, as well as the use at the agricultural level, is also an emerging topic for many cities. Therefore, I am very happy to tell you the special mention for this category. So, for the holistic approach based on key factors such as planning, prevention, recovery, and recycling, the special mention goes to the city of Cincinnati.
Mr. Oliver Kroner, Sustainability Director of the City of Cincinnati, is coming now on stage. Congratulations.
For the solid analysis and the broad perspective on active participation of different stakeholders with the project Consolidated IC&I Food Rescue and Waste Diversion, the special mention goes to the city of Guelph.
David Messer, Executive Director of the Food Future of the City of Guelph, is on stage. Congratulations.
For the huge effort of connecting food waste collection and food production through the use of compost in agriculture, with the Municipality Compost Center, the special mention goes to the city of Quelimane.
Coming on stage, we have the mayor of Quelimane, Manuel de Araujo. Grazie. Facciamo che gliela tengo io. Congratulations, Mayor.
All right, I believe it's the time to reveal the winner for the food waste category. So for having developed an integrated and holistic approach that involves over 100 private sector organizations, 34 public institutions, more than 20 research centers in the city, focusing on retailers, restaurants, households, and citizens. So for having launched an initiative that aims at delivering interventions and evidence-based policies to reduce consumption-based emissions from food, thus implementing a pioneering circular food system solution. The winner of this edition for the food waste category is, with a food waste reduction program, the City of London.
Mr. Wayne Haber, Chief Executive Officer of London, is joining us on stage. Congratulations. Congratulations to the special mention and the winner city for food waste prevention of the 2022 edition. Thank you, Cecile. Okay, so we are now about to change the setting. Thank you again to and congratulations to all the special mentions and the winners of this edition of the award. You will be able to listen to the insightful experience of these cities, their stories, their challenges, and their achievements in the program, throughout the program. So you have to attend all the sessions tomorrow and on Wednesday to discover them all. Plus, we have a dedicated session for some special mention on Wednesday morning, led by the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation on Wednesday morning. So if you are curious to know what these mayors and this city have done, just attend the session and the whole program. Now, I would like to leave the floor to Andrea Magarini, who is the director of the Food Policy of Milan and co-chair of the evaluation committee that will guide you through the stories of our 6 winning cities.
Thank you. Thank you, Filippo. Thank you, Filippo. It's a great pleasure moderating this roundtable. I invite immediately all of the 6 winners of this edition of the Milan Pact Awards to join with me on the stage. So please invite all of them with a big round of applause. In the meantime, in which all the 6 winners are joining us on stage, let me say, as co-chair of the evaluation committee, that again, another time, thank you to all the jurors that serves also this year as evaluators, because all of them in the last holidays, in the last summer holidays, read hundreds of pages that are now our common library of food policy. So again, thank you to all of you. Perfect. So let's start to see our story from our incredible cities that won this edition of the Milan Pact Awards, starting from the governance. So in governance, you know before that New York City's won on governance. Here with me, my colleagues, Kate Mackenzie from Food Policy Director of the City of New York. I want to ask you to show briefly your practices and also to describe how you engage, how you involve healthy diets and plant-based diets in the good food purchasing program. Kate, up to you.
Thank you so much. New York City's mayor, Eric Adams, has a really remarkable story. Mayor Adams thought he had a stomachache and went to the doctor, and it turns out he had advanced stage diabetes. And the doctor went on to tell him how he could take these medicines to manage his diabetes. And he actually decided that he didn't want that, and he wanted to actually reverse his diabetes. And he chose to do that by learning about a plant-based diet. And so he comes into this leadership work and priority area for the city with lived experience. He not only reversed his diabetes, but he also managed his weight, became increasingly connected to the role of our food and our climate and environment. And it's with that experience that I have the honor and privilege to be able to advance his food policies. Within the first 6 weeks of his administration in February, he signed an executive order which made permanent our work around good food purchasing. And to quote Mayor Adams, this is really just about radical practicality. This is making sure that we are sharing publicly the information about where our food is coming from. That also signals to the marketplace where we can, if farmers want to aggregate together, if we want to be able to open up opportunities for disadvantaged farmers and minority women business enterprises as well. But notably, this isn't just about signing a piece of an order and making something happen, but this is making sure that our most vulnerable New Yorkers, whether they're children in our school system, whether they're patients in our 11 public hospitals, or people in holding in our correctional facilities, our older adults that gather together for congregate meals to prevent social isolation, or our homeless shelters. All of these vulnerable populations deserve the highest quality, most nutritional meals. I will tell you that 2 things have happened since we've submitted our award. We have actually have proof and data that show that in 1 year, we've reduced the carbon footprint of our food purchases, specifically by introducing plant-based meals. Not only is this less expensive for us as a city, but by 37%, we've been able to reduce the carbon footprint across our food purchases. And this is it's simple. It's making an option for plant-based meals. Again, for whether you're children and our older adults. It's not always easy, but this is particularly about choice and introducing people to the option to be able to eat more healthfully.
Great. It's amazing, these experiences, because it's also linked to a personal life of a mayor in this case. And so how a personal commitment can make the difference. All of us are trying to do this kind of approach, and learning from the practices of New York, I think, can be inspiring all of us. So we will stay on the topic of public meals, because we are now moving on to the second category, so moving in Ethiopia, the capital city, Addis Ababa. We have the pleasure to having here the mayor, Anadech Abebe, that is trying to change, again, as in New York was done, its food system. In 2019, the mayor decided to launch the first ever school meal program in the schools. And now, after a few years, again, they start in 2019. Now they are serving 500,000, so 500,000 of public meals at school. So in Addis Ababa, all the children can have access to healthy food. It's incredible. And so the question is very simple. So how you define your personal commitment, and how are your plans for the future? Thank you again to be here.
Thank you very much. I would like to extend my thanks for all organizers of this program. I'm extremely happy to receive the Milan Pact Award. Thank you very much. In our case, the main thing is about the political commitment, which brings and introduce putting people in the first in all development works of government. So, and personally, I do believe that investment on school children is contributing to achieve the sustainable goal. So it will reward us. One of the main focus is, and as an entry point to school is the main commitment emanates from this. The other thing, The program contributes to food, nutrition, and security, and the well-being of food-deprived school children. Furthermore, the program contributing to the sustainability of the whole food system. The program also allows to reduce financial pressure on vulnerable families who might struggle to provide healthy food for their children. The city administration of Addis Ababa has launched universal school feeding program in all public schools as a social safety net that embraces the education, health, nutrition, and the social local economic development. Since the program launched in the academic year of 2019, significant improvements have been observed. Among others, school enrollment rate, the academic performance, and the prevalence of school dropout absenteeism has been positively improved by decreasing the dropout rate by 12%, while overall enrollment rate is increased by 15%. All in all, currently the project has now become a standard practice in the city, reaching more than 821,000 students enrolled in 472 primary public schools. The program has also created more than 20,000 jobs for mothers of school children who are taking part in catering and cooking food for their children. So, we want to scale up this program. Of course, we have already started scaling up to the community feeding, especially by connecting with urban agriculture as an income generation activity. Still, there is a needy student in high school. We want to expand it to the high school level too. There are volunteers who are contributing, not only public who is investing on school feeding. So if you bring our effort together, if we are committed enough, we can do. Thank you very much.
Thank you indeed, Mayor, for your inspiring word. It's very impressive to see what you were able to achieve in few years. So the third category of the Milan Pact was social and economic equity. We are now goes in India to the city of Rourkela. We have the pleasure to have here one of the last cities that signed the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact, because in 2022 you joined us and our community. I asked the Commissioner Swagadika Behera to present how, exploiting the driver of technology, they were able to provide access to fresh food as well to sustain the community engagement and the community economically. So, what are the kind of the actors involved and the biggest achievement of Hikulimandi initiative? Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, good evening, everyone. I'm very excited, as well as my sincere gratitude to this forum. Coming back to your question, well, our city is an agricultural city. Mostly we grow our own food, basically the fruits and the vegetables. We also develop or encourage the organic food production, but around 34% of fruits and 44% of vegetables go waste due to the lack of the cold storage facilities. It leads to the distressed sale by the farmers, which indirectly affects their income, as 80% of our farmers are in marginal income category group. And it also leads to food contaminations. It also leads to the emissions of increase in emissions of greenhouse gases, and plus increase in the increase in the use of soil, water and energy resources as to produce the same amount of food. So to avoid that situation, our city came up with a plan of establishing the solar-based cold storage facilities in various market points called the e-cool mandi. So we developed a digital system, digitized it by developing a mobile app, a web page, and all our the farmers and the vendors can store their produce in the cold store with a very minimal costs. It helps them to have the income, to increase their income, and the main focal point is that the whole system is managed by a group of women. May I say the women federations. And we also empower them and giving them a sustainable livelihood. Plus, we had a market dedicated to women, where women vendors who will facilitate them to farmers to market linkages. Thank you.
Thank you. As mentioned by Filippo, now in this year we engage 11 Indian cities, so it's good to see your achievement in these years. So thank you again. Moving already, not moving, so we stay in this continent because now in the next category on food production, the winner is the city of Rosario, Argentina. So we are here in Latin America. And it's impressive to see the work of the mayor, Pablo Afkin, that are doing a lot of great achievement on food production, urban agriculture, and green belt project. So the question is how you think is the main result of your activities and what are the plans for your future to shorten the short supply chains? Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, but I'd like to speak in Spanish. Sorry, but it's our language.
It's an honor to all of us. I'd like to thank for especially the special mention. It is a program, a continuous program, 20 years already. So I want to be very precise in how I'm going to describe this program. It is a work that is coordinated between the municipality and the academic centers and community organizations. And we have been occupying 126 hectares with this ecological production and 156 hectares that we call what we call this green belt with 6,500 tons annually of agroecological food with green gardens and entrepreneurs, family entrepreneurs, 500 people that they have the ownership of the urban soil. So we have developed a participative governance that includes gender perspective and also values the community practices and knowledge. So this is very useful for our community. With all of that, we guarantee access to food, high nutritional value, and more than 200,000 people in social and popular economy. And we'll try to compete with this project in the next forum. So besides that, we had more than 3,000 families. They are able to produce their own food in these family gardens. So where do we want to go with that? We create municipal standards that protect the urban soil, and these areas, they regulate the use of agrochemical products. What is the future in the short term? In November, we will receive 2 additional gardens. We are going to create a region with 10 municipalities in the area, in the larger Rosario area, that has been creating a local and regional brand for agroecological products. We want to expand the production in 150,000 annual tons. And we have just won a World Prize Cities Award that will be used in this peri-urban belt. 500 hectares of protected soil working in capacity building and local tourism. I don't want to be long here. We are totally convinced that we have to work on the land, and there's no other way to be effective and to keep the Eco Summit legacy and the Milan Pact if we don't make things happen in an effective way based on the land, the local land, where the cities move and they have the public-private cooperation, social cooperation, and standards that will guarantee the ownership of the land and the agroecological production of food that is well regulated and has to follow a plan. An Argentinian writer, maybe some of you know them, Julio Cortázar, he wrote a novel, and this novel was called The Little Yellow One. And there is a translation, Rayuela. So it is a game that will throw the stones in the squares and you can skip some steps. And he used to say, to reach the sky, you have to start from the earth. That's what we have been trying to do tonight.
Gracias, señor alcalde, por su compromiso, and you describe exactly what
Thank you very much.
of cities of the Milan Pact. Also because Rosario is part of a steering committee of the Milan Pact, so again, thank you to be here and for your effort. So going back to the period of the pandemic, the winner of the food supply and distribution is the city of Yeosu in South Korea. Here represented by Seong-yeon Myung, also known as Floyd. If you want, you can say why Floyd, but I don't say Lick.
Thank you very much. And this is my English name. My real name is Seong-yeon Myung, and I actually made my name as a fan of Pink Floyd. So I couldn't make my name as Pink, so I just chose to be Floyd. So yeah, that was the kind of great promotion to me.
So just a joke about Floyd. But yeah, so the Yeosu city developed a very good project, a very good approach during the pandemic, because as all of us, when we close the school, there are some suppliers with no market, and as well the children without access to fresh food. So how you address these 2 issues, these 2 problems?
Well, it was actually we can tell it as just 1 or 2 words. Just make it simple. And the second is during the COVID-19, we actually had to connect to each other. We were disconnected. That was the problem. So we actually tried to get back to the normal parts. So we actually tried to make all the stakeholders to be reconnected. That was our trial, and that was my effort that we went on. So first of all, just now we actually got all the kind of cases from the grocery stores that actually provided our lunch meal for talented school students. And later on, we got a lot of complaints from the parents because they have to spend a lot of money. So we have 2 sides of problems, and when you just see that someone's problem, then that can be the kind of solution for the others. So that's the idea that actually led us to go into these projects. And then later on, we try to just make a building on the kind of the strategy that we can make. And the one I have 5 colleagues in here, And they have been devoting themselves to actually brainstorm the lab. And then they produced a really good solution. That was the local products package that really went on to each person of the school students. So we co-worked with all the kind of institutions in there. So that's the another connections to be connected. So we just made all the efforts. But the thing is, when we just started that local product package delivery, and then just there came some kind of complaints from the parent side because where they wanted to have more options to choose for the package. So we actually just try to figure out. At first stage, it was pretty simple, and then later on, just the complaints are just going up. So we had to just deal with that. So we just decided to utilize our online mall, which actually is all the producers of the local projects, local products on the website. So we applied them to get into the online mall with some kind of coupons, which the parents can use for free at some point. So we just barely just try to do it at the first stage, and then later on, just we developed our ideas to get into the more applicable and a more sustainable development. That's the issue that we had.
Thank you. Thank you for your testify and for your commitment. Finally, I'm glad to introduce Wayne Hubbard from the City of London, representing here London on food waste category. They win on food waste category. So tell us the main successful of your London food waste reduction program and some advice for other cities that want to be more effective in food waste management. Wayne, up to you.
Thank you. And well, in terms of advice, I mean, got to be humble here. I don't really feel in well placed to give anybody advice, despite the fact that we've won an award, which is great. But coming from cities, as you all know, are really complicated and complex things. So for us, it seemed fairly obvious that partnership and collaboration was crucial to deliver the aims of our program. So we work with the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, with the Food Flagship Initiative, the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, London's municipalities, and business and civil society. And if there's an asymmetrical relationship between those players, things tend not to get done. But if you can create a symmetrical relationship where everyone's doing their bit, you can do a lot. It's our ambition through a collective effort, to create a city where everyone enjoys food that is deeply valued, sustainably produced, and never wasted. So that's our aim. In terms of how we do that, I guess there's a couple of things. We did a study on consumption emissions related to food, and we published that at COP26 in Glasgow at the end of 2021. And that enabled us to identify some hotspots where we could concentrate and leverage greater outputs. So we created programs around the outcomes of that report. And then finally, we need to do behaviour change, and there are many ways of doing that. But within a city, it's really difficult to think about 9 million residents, but it's probably easier to think about neighbourhoods. So we put a lot of effort into equipping neighbourhoods with tools and resources to enable them to talk to their citizens and get them involved in the process. And in London, for example, there are 600 high streets or main streets, and 90% of Londoners live within 10 minutes of those 600 high streets. So if you can deal with those 600 neighbourhoods, you've potentially cracked 90% of the problem, which helps you to think about doing that. So I suspect, and I know talking to other people, that a lot of cities are interested in how they can take this top-down strategy and deliver it at the neighbourhood level. So, but yeah, thanks for the award, and it's great and very humbling to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you to all of you. Just to summarize some highlights of this roundtable, you speak about political commitment, because if we have mayor on board on our strategy, we can achieve more goals together. You speak about stakeholder and actors' engagement and involvement, that is crucial. We are public authorities that are working as a public approach, but we need to work with all of our stakeholders and actors. And finally, local efforts. So they work together in the city, nearby city, they work in the different neighborhoods. So be concretely to have this strategy, the overview, and then finally implement locally all of these efforts. So again, thank you to all of you. Here we have the most innovative food policy practices of 2022 of our community. We will do our best in the next months to share all of the practices of the winners of a special mention to all of us within the community. So a big round of applause, and I ask to Filippo, what next?
Okay. Thank you so much, Andrea. Congratulations again to the winning city. Now it's, I think, the time for a family picture of the winning cities. I would like to ask the Vice Mayor also to join us on stage for the picture. Okay. Non fa niente. No. It's fine. Congratulations to all of you. The word here is, I think, well represented, so thank you so much. I now invite you to take your seat on stage, except for the Vice Mayor, because she has something special that she wants to tell you, because the work of the Milan Pact Secretariat, but also the work of the winning cities and of the special mention is not finished. And you will be involved very soon. Please, Vice Mayor.
Very much. Thank you, Filippo. Thank you for everything and every word we spent together. I would like not to obey to Filippo right now, just because I think that your word, your practices are the focus of the work we are dealing with. And I would like to underline just your action instead of my consideration. I think I shared together with you a lot of words all over this day, and I think that cooperation, pragmatism, alliance, capability are the key words to, in some way, raise awareness in our community and building up also stronger and more cohesive community. I think that in this day we mentioned more than once the powerful activity of mayors and of our cities and of community, and I think that the increasingly effective and valuable activity of each city is very important. Filippo spent some words in the introduction to present to you, and would like to share with you the idea to introduce some changes also in the activity we are used to share together. And in some way we thought about an additional tool. So the Milan Pact Award carry on to be our reference also to involve, if you can spend some thoughts about this last hour, how many people here involved, how many words from different cities all over the world, different point of view, sharing the same goal, each one finding his path. I think it's very important also not to lose this way of working together. But to further strengthen our community, we would like to create new opportunity for this exchange. This is the reason why Filippo mentioned before, we thought about this idea to promote this Milan Urban Food Policy Pact Fellowship Program. And the Milan Pact Awards retreat will be the kickoff of this activity. We can share also together with Milan, not just because Milan wants to present you something, but because Milan wants to invite you also to share with our community your best practices and to have some visibility and also in some way be a very strong part of the network and of the alliance. In the next month, we can arrange the best way to build up together this fellowship program, and I think it's very important to be implemented together. I'm very happy to can host you in Milan, and then also maybe carry on also in these exchanges. And I think that's the best framework also to promote capacity building on food policies, because we don't want to have just some ideas to share together, but we want to change the way in which in our cities we promote food policies, we build up food policy inside and outside the administration. And I think we have a lot of knowledge to carry on sharing. And this is the reason why also we, for the first time, I guess, we asked about your challenges and your learning needs. And I think it's very important to mix it up, what we have been done in the past and what we want to do, also innovating activity. With the process of this information can help us to design and set up new activities. I think that it's a good idea to share with you also because, as we mentioned before, we want to promote different activities that we can do together. We can have field visit exchanges, we can propose new pilot projects development, and we can also promote application to calls for fundings, because money is not a detail in all this activity in our cities. Is the evidence we can do it alone, but we don't want to do it alone. We can rely on a wide array of partners, and we will invite you to develop the fellowship program with us. Also, encouraging, for instance, our partners to work to support the mayors of the Pact in their efforts to innovate, to achieve common goals, to give a tangible contribution to the global food agenda. We had a lot of work to do together, and I think that ideas, we have a lot of ideas. We want to carry on with the pragmatic approach, but also with a very huge framework. We will, of course, stand by involving the partners, the stakeholders who from the very beginning have been part of this process, the members of the evaluation committee, and I would like to thank them once again, also because we have learned about your experiences and challenges, a lot of information, and I think that is the most important treasure that we have together. I take the opportunity once again, as I said, to thank every one of you. It has been a very big effort, but I think it's worth. Let me thank just two partners. First of all, I would like to thank the Milan Municipal School, dedicated to Altiero Spinelli, a very important European dreamer that was born in Italy. We have a very powerful school for languages. Also, I guess Serena comes from our school. And in this year, they helped us translating more than 100 practices for this edition, and also in the last into English, to support the work of the evaluation committee. And I would like to thank them also with an applause, because they are listening to us from home. Thanks to everybody who has made this edition possible. But I would like to thank also the team of the Milan Pact Secretariat, and so I ask everybody to come here on the stage. Cecile, Andrea number 2, Anastasia, Filippo is already on the stage, Serena, and I would like also to mention Cristina, Chiara, Monica, and the second Chiara that are at home. I would like to take a picture together with you, also because everybody has photo, but we don't have any photo.
Yes, so we take the opportunity.
Andrea, I don't know exactly where they are. Here, come. And Elisa. And I would like to thank them. But thanking them, I would like to thank all the teams that in all our cities work together with us. I think that the engagement of the administration and politicians has to rely on people that can help us to do our best and also to keep in touch with the community. And I think it's very important also because they are young and it's not so simple. It's not so simple to face their enthusiasm for me. But I think that we have in our cities, in our organization, in our community, a very important responsibility, also because together we can build up a best world for the future, and together with all the people living and working together with us, we can carry on. Thank you very much for everything. I leave the floor to Filippo because this is not planned detail by detail, so he's
yes, this is yes.
And he's astonished. But now I return to my floor. I close as we decided to close,
yes.
So you can carry on. Thank you.
Thank you.
So just a few words to congratulate to all of you. I would like to thank you also on behalf of the Mayor Beppe Sala, who tomorrow morning is flying to Buenos Aires, where we have another summit on sustainable topics again. And I think it's very important to carry on working on network and the alliance between cities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. So we now conclude our this ceremony, this 2022 edition of the Milan Pact Awards ceremony. So we are now expected to take a family picture right outside. So once it's finished, you can follow the staff and go where there are the stairs, and we can have a family picture there. Just people who are on the family picture can have the dinner. So thank you so much, everyone. Congratulations for the winners, and to the special mention, thank you all.